Round one.
Hey.
아이씨.千万不能有子弹。听我。
For an entire month, the rain drummed ceaselessly on the roof of our little house. It was a cold, relentless downpour that turned the garden into a muddy swamp and filled the air with the constant sound of splattering drops. My cat, Luna, a playful and curious tabby, spent her days perched on the windowsill, her amber eyes wistfully gazing at the drenched outdoors. She would occasionally paw at the glass as if trying to push her way into the rain-soaked world beyond. Luna loved the garden. It was her personal playground, filled with tantalizing scents, fluttering insects, and enticing corners to explore. But the thought of letting her out into the wet, chilly weather worried me. I couldn't bear the idea of her catching a cold or getting stuck in the mud. So, day after day, I kept her indoors, much to her growing frustration. Despite my attempts to entertain her with toys and treats, Luna's restlessness only grew. She would meow plaintively, circle the living room, and dart after imaginary prey, but nothing seemed to satisfy her need for the outdoors. I promised her silently that as soon as the rain stopped, we'd spend an entire day in the garden, making up for the lost time. Until then, all we could do was wait and hope for sunny skies. One morning, after what felt like an eternity of rain, I woke to find sunlight streaming through the curtains. The skies had cleared, leaving behind a bright, cloudless blue expanse. The garden, though still damp in places, glistened under the morning light, and the air smelled fresh and clean. It was the perfect day to fulfill my promise to Luna. As soon as I opened the bedroom door, Luna dashed past me, her tail held high in excitement. She had sensed the change in the weather and was already waiting impatiently by the back door. I laughed as I grabbed her harness, a precaution to keep her safe during her outdoor adventures. Luna tolerated it grudgingly, clearly more interested in what lay beyond the door than the slight discomfort of wearing the harness. When I finally slid open the door, Luna hesitated for a brief moment. She sniffed the air, her nose twitching as the scents of the garden flooded her senses. Then, with a delighted leap, she bounded into the yard, her paws landing softly on the grass. She moved cautiously at first, testing the ground with tentative steps, but her confidence grew with every stride. The garden was alive with activity. Birds chirped in the trees, butterflies flitted from flower to flower, and the damp earth sparkled in the sunlight. Luna was in her element. She crouched low to the ground, her eyes fixed on a butterfly that danced just out of reach. When it flitted away, she turned her attention to a patch of flowers, batting gently at the petals with her paw. Every corner of the garden seemed to hold a new wonder for her to discover. As the day went on, Luna grew bolder. She darted after falling leaves, leapt onto the low branches of the bushes, and even attempted to climb the old oak tree in the corner of the yard. Her energy seemed boundless, and her joy was infectious. Watching her, I couldn't help but smile. It was as if the entire month of being cooped up indoors had melted away, replaced by pure, unbridled happiness. At one point, Luna found a small puddle that had formed in the uneven ground. She patted around it curiously, then pounced at her reflection, splashing water everywhere. Her antics left her damp and muddy, but she didn't seem to care. To her, it was all part of the adventure. I let her play, knowing how much she'd missed this freedom. As the afternoon sun began to dip lower in the sky, Luna finally started to slow down. She found a sunny patch of grass and stretched out, her fur glowing in the golden light. I sat beside her, stroking her back as she purred contentedly. It was a moment of pure peace, a reminder of the simple joys that nature could bring. When it was time to go inside, Luna resisted at first, reluctant to leave her beloved garden. But as I carried her back indoors, she seemed to understand that this wasn't the end of her outdoor adventures. The rain had passed, and the garden was hers once more. That night, Luna curled up on the couch, exhausted from her day of exploration. Her paws twitched in her sleep, as if she were dreaming of chasing butterflies and climbing trees. I watched her and felt a deep sense of contentment. The month of rain had been difficult, but it had made this sunny day all the more special. And as I turned off the lights and headed to bed, I couldn't wait to see what new adventures Luna would have in the garden tomorrow.
네.